get into it. Back to another live feed. Shout out to YouTube channel. Let's go. Let's go. Smoothe Da Hustler. Once upon a time in America, man. This was an album very underrated. Now, I remember this album. I was in high school when this came out, so if you experience this album, there's nothing wrong with that. This is an old album from 30 years ago. It came out in 1996. So I remember this album. The song that stood out from this album, from Smoothe Da Hustler, was a song called Broken English. It was different at that time. It was released on Profile Records. Smoothe Da Hustler, produced by DR Period, New York-based producer. The exception of Gutbox on Cock, which was produced by Kenny G. Guest appearances like Trigger the Gambler, Kovan, and DV, Alias, Price. So this is an interesting song right here. Broken English. As a fact, they're brothers. Trigger the Gambler, he's a brother of Smoothe Da Hustler. They're brothers, so that's going to be on the same record. But had got positive reviews, man. It's a big time album. Good reviews. The only thing is it didn't sell well, but especially for its sales, but it did make the Billboard 200 chart 93. It fared better on the top 100. The top R&B hip hop albums chart was at number 11. Broken English, with Hustling, Dollar Bill, with My Brother, My Ace, Hustler's Theme with Rudder Fast, Broken English was alleged to be inspiration behind Heather Headley's 2002 song, He Is. In a 2006 Vibe interview with Pabito Garcia, Headley noticed the similarities between the two songs. In 2006 interview, Smoothe Da Hustler confirmed that the song's writer asked him for permission to use the cadence for broken language, and there was a remix of He Is with Headley, but the song was never officially released. Like so. Yep, Smoothe Da Hustler, man. Nobody knows about this guy. He's from Brownsville, Brooklyn. And the Broken English song came about when he joined fellow Brooklyn rapper Notorious B.I.G. on his 1994 rated Die promotional tour. The following year, Smoothe Da Hustler teamed up with producer DR Period to release Broken Language independently in his hometown, Brownsville, Brooklyn. And this song led him a hip hop quotable. See, the Source magazine was such at its highest of heights in the 90s. That was the go-to hip hop magazine that you had to read. And hip hop quotables was one of the main features that was in those magazines. You want to see somebody have a great verse, great lyric. You had to go to the Source. The Source magazine had that kind of feature, who hip hop quotable said the greatest line, greatest verse from a song. And Smoothe Da Hustler had his line in there, the quotable, featured in November 1995. Issue I might have bought that issue during that time, 95. So, yeah, he had some success on the charts. Once Upon a Time in America, the Broken English was re-released. It came out in 96 off the Once Upon a Time in America album 96. The two singles, Broken Language, Hustling, and Hustler's Theme, spent 24 weeks on the Billboard top R&B hip hop album charts. So that's not bad. And Billboard described Smoothe Da Hustler as possessing a head spinning locomotive flow that sounded like nothing else. Also, that song Broken Language was used by David Simon, The Wire, Ed Burns, The Wire, David Mills, NYPD Blue ER for their HBO miniseries The Corner in 2000. So, the cadence and the writing style of Smoothe Da Hustler was assigned inspiration for a guy named Jose Parla. In 2013, he had an art exhibition, staged it, entitled Broken Language at Arch of Vincent in London, England. So it was influenced by that song, influenced an artist, someone doing some art exhibition to put that together because of that song. So there's something about a certain record that's going to resonate with people if you not don't think that it's going to be inspired by that and go do an art exhibition of broken language, man. It makes amazing, kind of sense. It's amazing that you impact people with a certain record, a certain song, inspire anybody. That song was different, man. That song was different. You a certain age, you remember that song. You remember that song, Broken Language. The things that he was saying. You know what I'm saying? It was just something that, make a difference. I ain't gonna read the lyrics, but there's something about him. There's just something different. It sounds different on that song. I ain't gonna repeat the lyrics and leave that alone. That song, that album, man, was different, man. Once Upon a Time in America. Let's look at the meaning of this album. Then I'll close out. Okay. The Once Upon a Time in America, a debut album by Smoothe Da Hustler that came out in 1996 on March 19th. It blended gritty 1990s New York street tales with the cinematic mob movie aesthetic popularized by the classic 1984 gangster film of the same name. It served as a narrative framing device, as Smoothe Da Hustler used it to present his vivid, often violent, survival-based tales from Brownsville, Brooklyn, as gangster movies on wax. It elevated raw and local street stories into legendary cinematic portions. A nod to mob lore, the original film focused on a group of Jewish mobsters growing up in New York. By adopting this title, Smooth was tapping into the mafioso rap, gritty New York mobster aesthetic that was prominent in the mid 90s East Coast hip hop. See, that's the thing. What Smooth Huzz was doing was nothing unique because everybody was into that. Nas was into that. Obviously Biggie and, in 97. That's a lot of part of the 90s, but, Jay-Z, AZ, Raekwon on Big Cuban Links. Like, these guys were just talking about stuff like they was tapping into that genre of mafioso rap. That was the end thing. That was, the trend in the East Coast. That's so true. And also the raw lyrical showcase the album celebrated for its highly technical punchline, heavy lyricism, and his brother Trigger the Gambler, with the hit single Broken Language, which made history as the Billboard charting rap track, the first one, devoid of a chorus or a bridge. So that song Broken Language was different for what was going on at the time. That record remains a celebrated time capsule of New York's cinematic street rap, reflecting the era's mob morals, razor sharp narration, deep ties to Brownsville. You know what I'm saying? That's a unique song, Broken Language. Because it didn't have a chorus or a bridge. And still did have some success. It still hit the Billboard charts, you know what I'm saying? Despite not having a chorus. Right, so that's it for that. Thanks for 3 people hitting the like button. Be back soon with another live feed at the bottom of the hour. So then, talk to you soon.
So I'm a producer, right? I cook.